Good evening. My name is Dr. Chloe Latham Sikes. I'm Deputy Director of Policy at IDRA, and we are testifying against House Bill 1. In our written testimony that's been submitted and is coming around, you'll see a brief attached by the Public Funds for Public Schools project from the Education Law Center. In it, it details research and longitudinal studies and legal concerns about a private school voucher proposal as it would apply to Texas based on studies rooted in where these programs have taken place elsewhere. Some of the findings that you will find in that brief include the expense of these programs, the growing and ballooning expense of these programs, cases of waste and fraudulent use of public tax dollars, instances of increased racial and socioeconomic segregation due to these programs, and the fact that on longitudinal studies looking at students' educational achievement in these programs, that they are either stagnant academic outcomes or in some cases declining academic outcomes. In other words, this is not an academic intervention to support students' learning across the board. We know that there are other policies that do that in our schools. I want to turn your attention to just a couple other things in our testimony. On the second page, you will see a map of Texas. This is color-coded by the average distance to the nearest private school for each public school district in the state. This is organized and available by your house district, and the link to this interactive map is in our references. I'm also happy to provide that separately. And you will see that in 23% of public school campuses are over 10 miles away from their nearest private school, and 13% exceed 20 miles away, and this ranges upwards of 80 over 100 miles, particularly in Chairman King's Panhandle District. I also want to mention briefly, we've talked a lot about special education, but the concern for discrimination against students who speak a different language other than English at home is also very grave for these programs. Like special education, there are no state or federal protections that apply to a private school setting for students in bilingual education, who make up over 20% of our public school population. So we encourage you to strike Article 6 from House Bill 1 and take up the very strong recommendations of how to invest in our public schools from the August report. Thank you.